You're really.
That's green hay.
Oh,
Green alfalfa hay is the worst thing as far as getting stuck to your clothes.
I know because it's in places. I'll just say that.
It also can go into your eyes. The dust of that stuff can make you, affect your allergies. It can get stuck in your teeth. And I'm not sitting there,
I'm like,
cow
now I don't want to
farm
smile
boying
because
it.
I'm scared. Like, did you see some in my teeth?
No, no. Well, hey, folks, Lester and Jamie here, and happy Sunday. It is Sanctuary Sunday at 8 o'clock Central. We try to go live and tell you guys about the week that we just finished up on, and then the week that's about to get popping here in no time. It's a pleasure seeing everybody. We got all of our channels going, Facebook and YouTube. All of them channels are all here in one, our big old happy family. And I love that. There's nothing better than a Sanctuary Sunday, in my opinion, because let's be honest, there are Jami people who can't stand my ass. That's true. There are Jami people. Don't raise your hands. No one needs to be raising your hands up.
Yeah, but there's Lester people who also can't stand me.
Can you say my ass? Because no one's ever heard you curse before.
No. No one's ever heard me curse. Okay.
There are Lester people that can't stand her ass, and that's the way it is in social media. But I feel like on Sanctuary Sundays, we get all the people that like us both, at least a little bit, or they can at least tolerate us for about an hour or so.
That's about as long as we can stand each other too. Yeah. So it's fine.
we make it work. We make it work, and it's just beautiful seeing everybody come on. Now, the downfall to doing a Sanctuary Sunday compared to a Timeout Tuesday or a Lunch with Longhorn Lester is the fact that I know you guys can't see what we're seeing over here. You're only able to see the comments on your platform, whatever channel you're watching on. But what we're seeing over here are comments, and this is, am I exaggerating with my hand? Is this an exaggeration?
I just choose not to watch. I can't hang out with y'all.
I'm so crazy. I just got to watch and see what's going on with everything. That's how crazy I am. But anyway, it's been a busy week, Jami. It's been a busy week. I think that you would agree. It's been a busy weekend, and we have not had much. I'm going to be honest. This is our first break.
Yes, this is the first time we're sitting down.
This is the first time we're sitting down
since we got back from Illinois.
Yes. When was that?
Last Sunday night.
Last Sunday night.
Late last Sunday night.
And it has been nonstop. We came back to quite the fiasco. We had that 3.5-inch rain, which doesn't sound like much unless it all rains in 1 hour. And it was just a washout. And when I say that, I mean it literally. It washed out half of our driveway. So we've been having to drive through the pasture while I've been going. I've taken on a really huge, monumental undertaking that makes no sense at all. I see that you're making that face.
I'm not making a face.
I know you're going to chime in. Yeah, we've been at odds. We have been at odds. We had to do something. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Something had to be done. And can we also agree that the culvert idea, which was here when we first got here, was not working out? And to prove that, Mr. Dub, the former owner across the pasture, had already made a low bridge.
Yeah, we knew that it was only a matter of time.
He knew it was a matter of time. Mr. Dub knew it was a matter of time.
And we thought we just had more time. Which is just the case probably with all things in life.
That is true. Oh, now you're going to get pretty deep. We thought we had more time, and all of a sudden we came home from Illinois, and Ben, who had just left, barely made it out. Anyway, you guys know the rest of that story. Since then,
I left to go to Tennessee, and Lester made all kinds of decisions with all these plans, and well, here we are.
And I would say we're probably getting close to being about halfway finished with that project that I'm undertaking. It's been a challenging one. It has probably been my most challenging, not only physically, but here. It's pushing me to do things that I've never had to really engineer before, which is probably a lot of the comments, because I've read the comments on my channel, and a lot of folks are saying you should leave jobs like that up to the professionals. And Lester, sorry, you're not a professional. I'm not. I am not a professional. And a lot of folks are afraid that we're going to end up having to redo it again after the money and the time and the energy we've put in, because it's not going to hold through big rains like we've had. And so I beg to differ. I do beg to differ. And it's been hard enough trying to convince this one over here that it's going to work. And now I got to convince you guys it's going to work. So all we can do is wait and see. But there's only really been one time, Jamie, that I was right and everyone was wrong. You know that one time? What was the one time when you and everybody else was just telling me what a waste of time? I bet you don't let them beat you to this. Don't let someone here beat you to it. What was the one time that I was actually right? It's only happened once in all the years.
In the stalls with the Longhorns.
Yes, you got it right. In the stalls with them Longhorns.
One time. And being that most men have just one move, I was just going to give him just that one time and just call it good. And now he's over here like, no, I have two. I have two. The whole time he's had two. So.
Well, I'm just saying that the stall thing worked, and it's been the neatest thing seeing something that I thought I might could make work actually work. And since we've gotten the stalls, we have loaded multiple animals from my loading chute / stalls. And for all them folks, says Longhorns ain't gonna go in no stall. Longhorns ain't gonna go in no stall. No, well, my Longhorns are a little bit different, Jamie. My Longhorns are a little bit different. And I do believe that our vehicles are going to make it up and down our driveway with Lester's cattle guard. I do. I really, really, really do. And so thank y'all for having a little bit of faith in me, but it's okay to keep your fingers crossed as well.
Crossing and
or you
praying
could
and
just say, you know
and-
what, good luck, and just wait and see what happens. So you don't have to be on the losing side. You say, hey, I always wished you luck from the get-go. I
have wished you luck. And for the record, I did bring him Kool-Aid. Okay. So Lester might have had to go a little bit longer. I know. Yeah. I'm busting you out here about your Kool-Aid moments, and I'm just going to die here in the lion's den moment. I was on the phone with work.
Yeah, I went quite a while without my hourly checkup. No one checking up on me was hard. Funny story about that is this morning Dad calls. Dad doesn't call over here very much. And this morning Dad called, and he was going to try to gather up everybody after Sunday lunch and drive them over because y'all got onto my dad. Y'all were getting onto my dad for not helping me.
And me for not supporting it.
I says, Dad, I know my limits. I says, don't you let anybody get on there and try to, I don't know what. Dad didn't tell me any names or exactly what, but enough people were trying to tell my dad he needs to help Lester over here. And here's the problem, because I said I've helped Dad many years in cattle guards. My dad has had a lot of cattle guards growing up. That's all we had. We didn't afford culverts. We all had cattle guards everywhere. And those cattle guards lasted for years and years. What's wrong?
I just saw Fiona walk by real weird. That's all.
Kind of scared me.
It scared me a little bit to watch how she was walking. I guess it was on a hill.
But hey, we got a lot to talk about tonight. I got some really cute video that I want to show you all. I have one from I'm a Survivor.
Wait. I got you something. Hold on. Don't drink that. Hold on. Wait for it.
This is kind of scaring me. I've been hushed up a number of times. Oh my.
Okay.
Oh no, you didn't.
Lex and I were at the store last night.
Oh my gosh. People have been sending me this, not these, but pictures. And they've been saying there's Dr. Pepper ice cream. Dr. Pepper. Okay, this is Bluebell ice cream, Dr. Pepper float flavor.
And get this. So last night there was one big one and no little ones left on the shelf. And Lex and I are walking down the aisle a little bit longer, and I look to the right, and in the middle of the frozen vegetables is a little one. I'm like, yes.
Oh, someone had misplaced it.
We didn't have room in our freezer for the big one. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm excited about this. First time ever. You want to join me? Get a spoon. No?
This is all you. I'm not Dr. Pepper-ish.
I am.
And
that tastes like a Dr. Pepper float. That's good. Listen, I don't I have never been asked to sponsor Dr. Pepper or Bluebell, but I'll tell you what, I would in a heartbeat.
You know what's weird? I actually
that is really good.
It is very Dr. Pepper. It is very good.
It tastes like Dr. Pepper in a slushy ice creamy type.
I taste a little bit more cherry in this.
Well, they
flavor.
say a big part of Dr. Pepper is you can taste cherry and prune juice if your taste buds are on point. I know that sounds kind of gross. Cherry and prune juice.
Oh my gosh. Do you see what it says? Jason and Brooke ate theirs on their live tonight as well. I'm saying yay. I did not watch Cog Hill today at all. I have not had time to open up any social media. Yay. I had no idea that
and
they
I'm
did that.
saying, yay, I never copy anybody. People copy me, Jamie. They copy us. We don't copy nobody.
No.
We don't copy anybody. But if that's true, if Jason and Brooke did eat theirs on live, then Jason and Brooke, I am sorry, because I would never try to outdo anybody. But I didn't know that they even liked. How would we know that they were fans of Dr. Pepper?
But I was excited to find it last night at the store. I even made a clip of it with Lex and posted it that we had found it.
Oh, the crazy thing is, I chit-chatted with Jason today when we were driving. You were the one driving. I was behind the wheel. I mean, I was behind the me and Jason were chit-chatting, and we were driving Lex over to the other property, and he never said a darn thing about him and Brooke doing Dr. Pepper floats. Well, I'm sorry, Jason and Brooke. Cheers to you. Cheers to you. And I bet you Jason didn't feed his wife. I bet you he didn't feed her. I bet, yeah, we got to outdo Jason and Brooke. We're going to outdo them too. We're going to outdo them. Come on. Here, come on. That's funny.
I have a brain freeze now.
Yeah. Hey, we need to put this back in the freezer. I'm going to enjoy it a little bit later when I can. I can't really eat and video, talk, chit chat at the same time.
Shove it in my mouth.
That's why yeah. Well, heck, Jamie, now I got to see what people are saying about it. Brooke loves Dr. Pepper too. Hold on. That's why she likes me. Brooke likes me because we both like Dr. Pepper.
Oh, you're Dr. Pepper buddies?
Well, it flew by so fast.
Oh.
Well, that's funny, Jamie. And I am so embarrassed that we did something that someone else did. Because seriously, we don't.
I know. I'm a little bit embarrassed now.
I'm embarrassed. Look how well I've already have some really good color going. And listen, here's the crazy thing. I got good color, and it hasn't been sunny. I've gotten good color from overcast skies the last 3 days.
That's true.
So, and I know, guys. I know about ultraviolet and ultra whatever, this and that. When I've gone out to work, it's been very overcast, so much that I thought it might actually rain. Oh my God, Jamie, look who just joined our live. Guys, now this is an honor. This is an honor, and we need him. We need him. We need this guy. I'm going to show everybody a video clip, and I actually asked Rick for some help. Yeah, Lester asked Rick for help. Here he goes. Let's bring him in. Oh my gosh, this has been a while. Brother!
What's up, brother?
You. How's it going?
Not too shabby. I did my horsey live earlier, like at 1. So I was up here and I just got your message. I was outside feeding the horses and I went, oh shit, he's going live.
Please tell me you did not eat a Dr. Pepper ice cream float while you were going live.
No, I didn't.
Everybody's doing that today. And
well,
we just did
Rick,
too.
I didn't know. I got a message that there's this new stuff, this new ice cream, which is Dr. Pepper flavored, which that's my drink, Rick. That's my drink. I have an addiction. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and admit to you, I have an addiction. And all of a sudden, Jamie surprised me with some ice cream, Dr. Pepper flavored, and we pop it open just now. We're sitting there eating it, only to find out that other folks who went live today is also doing the same thing. And I'm like, man, now we're like copycats.
Yeah.
You know?
Whoopsie.
I don't have any. Sorry.
No. Well, thank God.
I got some whiskey, but I don't have my diet. I don't have
what kind of whiskey do you drink there, Rick?
This is they don't make it anymore. This is Knob Creek smoked maple.
Oh.
So that's a hot commodity then. You don't want to drink that too fast.
Yeah, I bought a case.
Well, that's awesome. I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but Jamie's mom got me hooked on whiskey. Yeah, Jamie's mom come in for a week to visit, and she goes to the store down the street, and she comes back with some vanilla flavored Jim Beam.
Oh yeah.
And I've mixed it with my Dr. Peppers, and I have found it to be very smooth, and it has a really good taste to it. And
Actually,
I'm not.
I think Knob Creek is a takeoff of Jim Beam.
Wow.
I think it's like their higher end Jim Beam, like Toyota and Lexus or whatever.
Well, that's neat. So everybody, this is Rick. And Rick, I don't know if you can do it now, but is there any way that at your name right there, you can type in your channel, Think Like a Horse, so that people can find your channel if they wanted to? Do you see where you have Rick?
I do. Yeah.
If you can change that. Now you can put Rick Think Like a Horse. That's fine too. But I like it when people come on. And
Lester just likes to be the teacher, Rick. That's really what this is about.
I'm sorry.
If he could have a whiteboard throughout all of this where he could detail point and use a laser through it all as well, that's what I need, a
laser pointer. Rick, so this is a question to you, Rick, and to everyone else who's watching now.
I didn't get a chance to say hi to Jamie. We've been talking. I kind of ignored. Hi, Jamie. How are you?
All right, Rick. I'm used to it. It's fine. I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Rick, funny thing is,
my black eye is not from a horse. I was playing racquetball, and
you do have a black eye.
Yeah, so I fell into my racket. My racket hit me as I fell into the wall. So it's not horsey related.
Did you drink too much of that whiskey before you
maybe
played racquetball?
No, that was early morning. No alcohol was involved.
Sorry to see that. Gosh.
Y'all didn't see it? Everybody's like, dude,
I couldn't see it.
No, now I do though. It's all good. It's fine.
So, Rick, in all honesty, I actually have to wear glasses to see anything, but I can't because we have this ring light. Now, check this out. You see that?
Oh yeah, you look like googly eyes.
I like little bouncy eyes. So yeah, so I can't wear so I can't see anything. I think that I can see you, but I really can't see anything else. So you have to forgive me. All right, Rick, I have a problem, and I love the fact that you're going to see this for the first time along with everybody else.
Okay.
This is not the first time it's happened, but it's getting worse and worse. So let me you want to see the video first, or can I give you the backdrop first? What do you want, the backstory? Huh?
Yeah, give me the backdrop, I guess, so I'll know some info.
Okay, so Rick, besides Carl, we're letting 6 of our big birds, our ostriches, run with our cows and horses on our 10-acre pasture. It has a pond. They do very well. Everyone normally separates and does their own thing during the day, but towards the afternoon, we feed up in the evenings, and they all sort of come closer together for feed time, even though they all have their own sections. Let's say their own sections. But I took your advice. I never feed in a cluster. I want to give them space for food aggressions and whatnot. But here's what's happening, and I don't know why. For some reason, my birds are going wacko. It's not because they're hungry, and we'll talk about that in the video if you want to. Everyone is very well fed. Everyone is just, we're abundantly blessed with plenty of grass. They get dry hay year round. They're getting alfalfa when we have it available, and everyone is very well fed. But the birds are goofy, and I'm afraid someone's going to get hurt. Now, if you're going to say feed your birds on that side of the pasture and feed your cows over here, I can't, because whoever I feed first, everyone else runs to that area. All right. And that means we have cows eating sunflower seeds and mealworms.
Okay.
Which, by the way, sprout later in all kinds of places, just in case you wanted to know.
Yeah.
That happens.
So let me show you the video, and I think that you'll agree it's very dangerous, and it scares me because I don't want one of these birds to get kicked, which they're going to, or impaled, which they're going to. And let me show you the video. So this is for everyone at the same time, which is really awesome. Are you ready, Mr. Rick?
Let's do it.
I do not like this one bit. The birds are doing something really weird. I don't know what they're doing or why they're doing it. For some unknown reason, everyone's having dinner, and the birds are dancing. They're all wanting to dance. And I don't understand what's going on. They're like doing a chase. Tex, can't hardly stand it. What's wrong with everybody? So I don't know what this dance is called. This is Tat here. He's God, he's a lot bigger than Carl. He is so much bigger than Carl.
Really?
Y'all, he's only a year old and he's so much bigger than Carl. You can't tell until he's right up on you. He's so darn big. I don't like them dancing around. Look at the horse's ears back. This is bad. I have to find a way to separate everybody. I don't know if there's some kind of a dominance thing, but I'll tell you what's going to happen. Here's what my biggest fear is. Even though you can see I spread all the feet out, everyone has a pile. There's so, guys, listen to me. Take my word. There are so many piles. I have put so many piles out and about. There's piles all over this hill. So no one has to get close. They don't have to share. Now, the birds choose to share. I can't control that. But look, you're going to get kicked. You're going to get kicked right there. And that's going to hurt you. That's Susan. And she's going to get kicked. Susan, if that horse were to kick you. All right, Mr. Rick. Now, that's probably enough to kind of give you an idea of my dilemma. So before you say what I think you're going to say, by the way, you got a goatee going.
Well,
Is that a goatee you're wearing?
Yeah.
I can't see.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rick's wearing a goatee. That looks awesome, Rick. I used to wear one of those. Okay, anyway, what are your thoughts, buddy? I want to hear your thoughts before I keep yakking. I'm going to give you a chance to talk.
Well, I didn't see the horses that it bothered him. You said he's going to get kicked. When you were talking, I was looking at the horse to see if there was any threatening or anything. I didn't see any posturing or any threats.
Okay, so obviously I have a whole lot longer video, and that was an actual uncut, unedited. That was just me sticking something up to kind of give you an idea and giving everyone else an idea. But it is a lot worse. It gets a lot worse. I can continue the video if you want me to.
Well, I guess when I saw the birds initially, I mean, at first, sometimes I don't like creating problems where there's not a problem. It looks a little chaotic. It looks like they're dancing, but I didn't see any close calls. Of course, I didn't see the whole video. So, or
you don't see it every day. I just videoed for a few minutes this afternoon. I'm not able to pull my camera out during feed time. And today it was just so crazy.
You feed them once a day or twice a day?
Once a day. Now they have access to the pasture grass, obviously, but we'd like to feed ours in the afternoon so that as they work and help me maintain my pastures throughout the day and not just lay around.
Right. Yeah, I didn't see a big problem. I mean, horses aren't, as long as the birds aren't going for the food, the horses are going to pin their ears and they'll spin the butt to them. But walking behind them, the horses are like, I don't care, I'm eating. As long as you're not going for my food, I don't care if you, from what I saw, I didn't see any aggressive behavior by the birds or that. Now, the birds definitely look like they're upset or they're flashing or they're mating, showing dominance, maybe getting protective, maybe trying to impress the other herd. Because you said one's Carl, maybe he's trying to impress all the girls. Are the other ones girls?
Mostly, but no. So I keep Carl separated because he's still a little bit too aggressive to be with everybody.
Yeah, but the one that was big, you said as big as Carl. He's a male.
Oh, he's bigger than Carl. That's Carl's son.
He's male. There's 2 males in that pasture, Rick, and 4 females.
Okay. So is there such a thing as like a happy hour excitement kind of a thing? Because I feel like to them animals, this is like a social event more than them being hungry.
Yeah, no, that can be true. The eating and the feeding. Anytime you get food involved, they get excited. I mean, buddy, I've got plenty of videos. When he runs up to me, he kicks and bucks and he gets all excited. And he's not really trying to kick me, even though if I don't watch him, he'll accidentally kick me because he's just excited. And he's like, yippee, I'm on a food. So that initial reaction I think is normal. Okay. But I didn't really see a problem, dude. I mean, maybe I didn't see the whole thing.
I think to Lester, if in the middle of it, it feels like mayhem, and it's very hard to capture that mayhem from a camera angle as well, is what I would suggest.
Is that what you're seeing, Jamie?
Yeah. So from an outsider looking in, today that was actually probably some of the most calm moments of it. But it looks like you're in. Do you know what a spirograph is, Rick? Where you take that little thing and it
it moves and makes the circles. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the reality of what it looks like is happening out there. But most of the time, it's more than one animal at once all doing that. And Lester's kind of just like running around with the bucket, trying to spin and pour and spin and pour. And maybe I should video it from the outside for people to see, because even after that, it's less than the initial, like everybody all in type of thing.
So since I don't guess it's really, my video did not do justice to what I see on a daily basis, and it's getting worse every day. Is there any way to separate your animals during feed time to whereas they don't all rush to the first spot that I pour feed?
Your stalls, I guess.
Unless I
not really. I mean, they make these little, you can build a sub, usually it's for foals. So you build a little interior with panels with just enough width so a foal can get through and a full horse can't. So if you go put the baby food inside, the mothers and everything can't eat it. The babies get to go in and eat. Yeah. So if you wanted to do some little separate thing that the birds could get in, the horses couldn't, you could do that. But I'm not seeing it. Do you drive out in the food in your little golf cart or whatever?
Yeah, I usually take the four-wheeler or the side-by-side out.
So
and then
maybe you have a bucket, and as you're driving, do a pile, pull forward, do a pile. Give them something to keep busy while you get to the spot when you spread out. And that way you won't get that immediately, we got to get in. I mean, even though they're not hungry, horses are like, are all animals. They want the good food. This is good food. This is snack. This is dessert. We want to get some. So they're going to get excited. But I think driving and maybe pouring as you drive to give them something, maybe having a flake of hay or something, and toss it for the horses to go, and then go pour the grain maybe for the birds to go. It's all about distraction if you got a bunch of animals like that. And I mean, horses are usually dominant. I don't know with an ostrich and a horse who's more dominant. Can Carl push a horse off of food?
No, the horses are going to, they run the entire pasture.
Yeah, that's normally what happens. So if that's the case, I would definitely feed the horses first, let them have their stuff, and then spread out and circle with the bird feed. And once you get in a routine to where the birds know, okay, he's going to do this first, and then he's going to come feed us, it might relax a little bit. Routine is key. I don't know how routine it is. You know, different people feed, you come in different areas, you feed in different spots, different times. So without the routine, you're not going to get that calmness, that expectation. We know what's going to happen.
Right. That makes sense. It's just, to me, I told Jamie, I just think that they get so excited that, I mean, right when I come through the gate, I mean, I have horses, cows, and now birds, and they're so confined to circling around me. But that's all that I could do is probably just drive along and pour some out. Drive along and pour some out.
Well, you used to feed the birds behind the shop, and the horses learned.
They got clever too.
That's where he was pouring it. And that they would run and ignore what was in the stalls and their routine too. So they just got smart on him. That's all.
No, I actually used to have an amazing routine where, here I go. I'm not trying to brag on myself, but Rick, I had got to where my horses and cows were eating in the barn in their stalls. Yeah, I did that.
Routine is key. Yeah.
However, like Jamie said, you can't get the birds to go into a stall. And so the birds, they're never going to go inside of a stall. So once I would feed the birds, the horses would usually leave the stalls to go run off the birds because the horses wanted both their own and the bird food.
So who can get through a gate easier if you made a gate, a horse or the bird?
The horses.
The horses are thinner than the birds?
What do you mean get through a gate? I mean, if
I made a narrow gate, who's going to go through it first, the horse or the bird?
The birds are going to always be scared to go with any kind of confined area.
Then that's another option, is to put out some temporary channels and make little gaps to where the horses go in and the birds are running around outside raising hell, throw the hay in there.
That's what I was thinking when you said that. I actually was thinking just that of opposite.
Like a lot, sort of like a lot size.
Yeah. You make like a little round pen that only the horses can get in. So you throw their food in there, they all go in there, the birds are running around outside, then you feed them.
That's clever, and I can do that.
Yeah, that would be real easy.
That's good, Rick.
Rick, you lost a lot of weight. You look really great.
I know. I love losing weight. I'm down to 190. I'm trying to get to 180 or 175.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
You got a secret? You got a secret to that weight loss?
You know, just trying not to eat as much junk and trying to eat salads and going to the gym every day, playing racquetball and pickleball and, staying active.
Good for you. That's awesome.
Have y'all played pickleball yet?
I've never played pickleball.
No.
Y'all got to go play pickleball, man. It is so much fun.
I hear that a lot of people are into it right now.
Oh my God, it's so much fun. I mean, when you first start, it looks kind of slow and you're just like ping pong and stuff. But man, when you get some good players and you're playing, man, I played an hour and a half. I was so freaking sore. My shirt was soaking wet.
Really?
Man.
So if you're playing with good people where they're hitting it and you're volleying and you get some good things, it's just pretty fun.
Very cool.
So how do you find people to play with? Do you have to like?
Well, a lot of churches are doing it because they, if the church has like a rec center or the church has a basketball court, they paint the pickleball courts and they set it up for a few hours Monday and Tuesday or Wednesday and Thursday. And so there's a lot of different places in Denton. This First Baptist Church does it. And then there's another Baptist church. And then there's the Denton Rec Center. And then there's a place, if you want to pay, called Chicken and Pickle, to where you pay and you rent the courts. And they have food and lunch courts. It's pretty fun. It's all the Bed Bath & Beyonds in Texas are being bought by a company, and they're putting pickleball courts into Bed Bath & Beyonds. It's the number one growing sport out there.
I had no idea.
Yeah. When you get a chance, look on YouTube and do pickleball like championship something.
Are we going to see videos of you, Rick?
No videos of me. Sorry. No, not playing pickleball.
That's awesome.
Well, Mr. Rick, it is great to see you. Thank you for jumping on and talking to us. And I really do love the lot idea, because you're right. The horses would walk right in, the cows and birds would not. And that would help me alleviate that issue a lot. Yeah. Because my biggest fear is one of them birds, those two-legged animals like that, they get one, if they go down on one leg, they're done. That means that's an end of story.
I've seen Carl go down a couple times. He wasn't done.
Well, but I mean, like if the horse was to kick one and injure it, or they can't live on one leg.
That's sure, yeah, horses, they can't live on three. So I mean, it's tough.
Yeah, and that really scares me, because they look to be so fragile compared to the horses and the cows and those longhorns.
Don't they kick each other when they fight?
The birds? No, they just kind of peck at each other a little bit. I mean, they
run each other off more than anything.
Oh, okay.
Like, we haven't seen anything get like bloody or
so
crazy
Rick,
like
they
that.
pluck feathers of each other. That's kind of like their thing. All bird species, the males especially, will try to make the other male look ugly, and they do that by plucking feathers. So yeah, when we first got Carl, he kind of looked like a Thanksgiving turkey.
I remember that.
Yeah, he's been plucked pretty clean.
He was beaten up pretty bad. He did look kind of rough.
Yeah, he's beautiful now, though. He's just doing really good, but he's not quite ready to go into the big pasture yet. We don't have that kind of trust in Carl.
No, not quite yet. But Carl does have big news. Carl is going to be on MTV.
Is he really?
Mm-hmm.
I should have put that video up.
Yeah. So Lester's moment in all of his glory of Lester going to be on MTV, like his face instead of just his voice with an animal, is the one where Carl took his pants down, and that is big day here. Super famous.
So I should have probably had this already pulled up, but now I got to show Rick my MTV moment. So Rick, you probably don't even know about this. I didn't know you back in these days, but early on, back before there was an I'm a Survivor Sanctuary, there was Tex. He's my big Longhorn bull, and he's always had this fun game. He likes to push stuff around. He's a bull, but even for his size and stuff, he loves to play. Can you try to find that video, and then we'll put it on here?
I saw him knock the big round bell and turn your car over with you in it.
He does all kinds of stuff. So Jamie's going to talk while I look for something.
Sorry, he has way too much stuff on his phone. But yeah, so Tex would play with a red yoga ball in the very beginning and play toss it back and forth with Lester in the pasture. And I don't even know how Lester figured it out that was like his thing, and that he would toss it and Tex would knock it right back, and they would sit out in the evenings in the pasture and do that. And one time this happened.
Okay, keep talking.
Go ahead.
Oh, you want to show? Okay.
Yeah.
So Rick, this is pretty awesome. All right, so watch this. Here we go. Thought that having Rob Drydeck and the MTV crew making fun of my Texas accent,
I don't think
the highlight of my life. The highlight of my life. Watch this.
So if you spent 14 years in Texas, I mean, do you miss Texas?
Texas is cool. It's like its own country.
Okay, well, look, we decided to dedicate a category to what feels extra Texas-y. Okay, take a look at Texas vibes.
Yeehaw,
Get back to me, Tex. Bring it back around, Tex. Turn it around this way.
Around, Tex.
Uh-oh. That's a barbed wire fence.
That's a barbed wire fence.
That's a rubber ball. It's inflated.
Decided to dedicate.
Can you hear him making fun of my accent? Listen to him though.
Okay, take a look at Texas vibes.
Yeehaw,
it back to me, Tex. Turn it back around, Tex. Turn it around this way.
Turn around, Tex.
Uh-oh. That's a barbed wire fence.
That's a barbed wire fence.
That's a rubber ball. It's inflated. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry, buddy.
He's hurt.
It's like
man.
they don't got dogs. They just got cows out there.
It's not a
Anyway.
cow.
So that was a really neat thing to get Tex. They took that video. What they do is they go and they look through. I don't know how they find what they find. You don't submit videos to them. They find interesting videos and they send you the request to use it.
Oh.
And so I said, yeah, by all means. And so that was something they had put on this little TV show, Ridiculousness. And I thought it was really neat. Recently, though, they asked again for a second video, the one where Carl got after me and pulled my pants down.
That's a great video. I remember that one.
Yeah. So now his face and his no pants.
Well, here's the thing. This is what I was thinking about, and I told someone in an email that there's been a lot of people who've made it big by losing their pants, all right, in public. However, Jamie, it's true. A lot of people make it big by pulling their pants down in public, right? I might be the first 50-plus-year-old man to make it big by losing my britches, Jamie.
Yeah, because it was via Ostrich.
And you can thank Carl. Carl had a big part in that.
Yes, because
I know,
definitely
right?
we owe the kudos to Carl.
So another topic. Have y'all tried that Chat GPT yet?
Yes, I have. Lester has no idea what that is.
I have no idea.
Oh my goodness. I was asking it on my live today, horsey questions. And
Really?
yes. And somebody asked it about me and said, hey, who is Rick Gore? And it gave this thing about he's a horse trainer, internet, blah, blah, blah. And then they said, write a poem about Rick. And I wrote this cool poem immediately about me and horses and how my love of horses and how it was so freaking cool. So if y'all haven't done it, you ought to ask. I've got it pulled up right here. Let me ask it real quick.
Don't ask about me, Rick. Don't.
Okay.
No, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to share my screen so you can share it.
Okay. I don't know how to do that, though, Rick.
Yeah, you do. It'll pop up.
Okay.
Yeah.
It has
And-
not popped up yet.
Oh,
I
hang
see.
on.
Okay.
Wait on. I gotta stop screen because I forgot to click.
You forgot to close all the other windows, Rick?
No, I forgot to click the little tab that said share audio
Ah.
in case we do audio. Okay, there we go. So if you pop that up,
Go ahead, baby. All right. Now, what is this?
it's Chat GPT. It's the AI to where, to me, I call it kind of an advanced Alexa a little bit. It gives you more of a detail, but you can ask it to do a business plan. You can ask it. So let's ask it.
Write a paper. You can ask it to do create a website, code, all kinds of stuff. It's incredible.
It really is. So I'm going to ask it, who is Lester Morrow? Is it Morrow?
Yes, sir.
Oh boy, here comes your double life.
I'm sorry, I don't know who Lester Morrow is in my database. Okay. All right, hang on. We'll go. Who is I'm a survivor, right? Is it one word?
Two
Two
words.
words.
I'm a
I'm
survivor.
a
Yes. Sanctuary.
Survivor Sanctuary. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't say sanctuary. I'm sorry, I don't know that one.
I'm happy that she doesn't know. I say she.
Wow, that's kind of surprising because it usually goes straight to it. So where are you guys called a horse rescue or a or just sanctuary or
Just type it again. Who is I'm a Survivor Sanctuary? Just type in
that.
Sanctuary when that's the name that everything
I'm
is done.
survivor?
You spelled Survivor wrong, though.
I know. It'll correct it.
Sheesh, Rick. Has he been drinking? Has he been drinking?
No, I'm looking over here. I'm trying to sanctuary.
And Rick, they're saying that you spelled Morrow wrong, too.
Oh, see, it did. But did it correct it?
Yeah.
Oh,
It did correct
it. Oh,
See?
okay. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know,
So
Rick.
you don't have to type. This is kind of interesting. I'm kind of surprised. I thought for sure. Let me see who is Carl the Ostrich.
Oh,
OS.
my gosh.
Oh, how do you spell ostrich? OS. T-R-I-C-H?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I don't know Carl the Ostrich. Damn.
Your GPT is you're just more famous than us, Rick.
Rick,
Wow.
That's it.
Okay, so let's talk about how do you feed birds and horses together?
We're probably the only one that's ever asked that too.
Oh, well, it's actually saying stuff.
Oh, bird feeders.
Okay.
That's exactly what you said, Rick. That's exactly what you had said.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah. Provide separate designated feeding areas.
Right. And then bird feeders, horse feed, water sources to observation, blah, 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 blah. So now, once it gives you this answer, you can add to it at the bottom and say, what about large birds like an ostrich? When it comes to large birds like ostriches, additional precautions are considered and necessary due to the size and unique feeding requirements. Here are some guidelines for feeding large birds along horses.
Wow.
Separate enclosures provide separate enclosed ostrich and horse. Ostrich require larger fenced areas to roam freely. It is crucial to keep them separate from the horses. Distinct feeding areas. Ostrich feed is specialized diet that meets nutritional needs, blah, 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 blah. So it gives you all this. And now if you want to modify the question, it'll give you more. I mean, it's just a really kind of cool thing.
It's an incredible tool.
Very high tech.
Hey, Rick,
very high tech.
Can you ask it who is Longhorn Lester?
Who is Longhorn Lester?
Okay.
Just one last shot around that.
Longhorn, one word?
Yes, sir.
Jami.
Is Lester the one word too or different?
Yeah, just Lester. There we go. No, we are off the grid, and I'm okay with that.
I can't believe that, man. When I ask who is Rick Gore, it like jumps.
Quit.
Rick Gore.
I devote
an own horse, blah, blah, blah.
Horse trainer, mission, YouTube personality. You're nothing.
I don't understand that. I'm kind of shocked. You guys are a lot bigger than me.
No, well, that's okay. Totally good. Totally good.
I think that's really a lot cooler than Google because, I mean, it actually gives you specifics. It doesn't just say, it's not generalized. It really does break things down.
It thinks for you and, oh no. Ha!
Wow.
Hey, Rick, dude, it ain't gonna happen, man. It's just not us. It's not for us, buddy. That's
really surprising.
Stop. You're making it worse. You're making it worse. You're making it worse.
No, ChatGPT is really cool. It's an incredible, like
it really is. I mean, you should get you if she's did you have an account, Jami?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I had to help my son with a college English course this year, and there were some things, like, believe it or not, the styles of how to write papers, you can't find a lot in the Google realm because of the way that because they don't want you to, obviously. But the AI, like when you had to write like an annotated bibliography, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I just need an example. Just give me an example of what the heck this is. And ChatGPT is the one that said, you must do it this way, XYZ, and gave me the most concrete answers on the how to.
It's not 100% correct. Some of the horse questions were a little off, but as soon as I challenged it, like when it talked about blankets or something, when should you blanket? It gave a good answer about it depends on the age of the horse, the nutrition. Do they have wind protection? Are they old? So it gave a good answer like that, but it didn't say whether you should leave them blanketed all the time. And I said, leaving horses blanketed is dangerous because it can hurt. And it immediately followed up. That's correct. It is dangerous. They should be under proper supervision. You need to make sure and take it off when it. So when you modify your question, it really modifies the answer. And I thought it was pretty interesting. We had a good time on our live today.
I think it's kind of scary because to me, that's just the beginning of a whole lot of AI.
There's a lot of scary things about it.
Yeah, I'm not worried about AI. I mean, this is basic. You know, a buddy of mine explained to me, this is just like patterns.
Take over the world scary.
Yeah.
I think that it doesn't have a fact-checking capability, I guess.
That's the problem. A lot of them were politically correct. I don't want to offend. It was all tiptoeing. I was like I said, I just typed, "You're full of shit," blah, blah. And it said, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're passionate about this subject. However, it modified it.
Yeah. So I found that to be the case too, Rick. Because like when
gosh.
I challenged it on something, because of course after I got into it, I'm like, this can't be this. That can't be
Right.
this. You know, and I found it
When you fire back, it gives you it expands its search, and I think it learns and it modifies. So when I talked about bits, I said bits cause pain, they're torture body, and it modified it. At first, it was like it's soft hands, it doesn't matter. But then when I modified it, it changed it and added a better, what I thought was a better answer. But
yeah, I felt like if I didn't like the answer, I could ask it again and make it tiny little switch, and I could get the answer I was actually looking for.
Right.
And that's what was scary to me, because I was like, man, I asked the same question with just a tweak in there, but I asked it in a way to get a better answer, and I did, and that for me was like, it's not really that factual. Like, I had a leading question basically.
Yeah, they're saying it's like an advanced search, but it's looking everywhere.
Yeah.
Well,
I got you all off topic on your life. Sorry.
No, it's all good. Lester's gonna Google.
I'm just butthurt. I'm butthurt. And
he
so
was going back to the Google now. He's gonna go.
Oh, I mean, I can't believe that. Hang on, I'm gonna say, let's see, Houston.
So unfortunately, on Google, I can ask who is Lester Morrow, and there's plenty. There's images and there's videos.
It's just that ChatGPT does it now.
Look at that handsome devil on Google. Yeah, I'll stick to Google. You guys go ahead and go with that other high-tech stuff. I'll just stick to Google. Jamie, look at that. Rick, look at that handsome devil.
Look what just came up. Sure,
that's why I wear a goatee. That's when I looked at. That's my goatee style.
Is that you?
That's me, buddy. That's several years ago, me. But that's
several,
me.
Like 30.
Well, we gotta go, Rick. Here.
Pull up the screen. I modified it. I said Houston survivor sanctuary. I'm a survivor. It said I apologize for the confusion. After further research, it appears I'm a Survivor Sanctuary you mentioned is a horse rescue organization located in Houston, Texas. Sanctuary focuses on rescuing and rehabilitating neglected, abused animals, horses. The mission is to provide safe, nutritious. I'm a Survivor works to find suitable forever homes and rehabilitating, blah, 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 blah. So it does know you.
No, it doesn't.
Some of that's a lie.
They created that stuff. They're trying to fool you. Number one, we never rehome any horses.
Okay, let me tell them that. Hang on.
No. What you're doing is you're falling
full of shit.
See, that's
Lester said.
Rick, listen, there's a game you can play. I forgot what it's called.
Rehome.
But you can ask somebody 20 questions and figure out exactly what they're thinking about. You know the game I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, I have heard that.
So listen, so all you're doing by narrowing it down is making them finally guess what you want them to tell you. That's like a trick that you police officers use to find out who committed the crime. Y'all find different ways of questioning people you're interrogating, and you can finally get the answer you're looking for.
What's interesting though is that it doesn't pull from Google, if you notice, because if it did, it would have that information.
I don't know.
So it's very interesting.
I do not know. All right, we're back off over here again. Well, Rick, that is very interesting, but I'm going to just stick to old Google. I've learned to use it, and you can't teach this old dog many new tricks.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is going to give you a more wider advance, and it's more input, interactive, so it's cool.
Yeah.
You should try it. Jamie knows how to get in on it. Play with it a little bit. You'd really be surprised if you ask it a feeding question on an ostrich. What's their food source? A feeding on a cow. How do you stop a cow? Medical questions. It's really good on that. The guy told me that what it's really good at is patterns. It's pattern recognition. So if you gave it 30 signatures of your signature and said, these are Lester's signature, and then you gave him a fake signature and go, this is a forged signature, it would load to identify fake and real. The problem is who's putting in the info, and are they putting in right or wrong info? Junk in and junk out.
Yeah, I agree with that. Even Google, anybody can post anything on the internet. Doesn't always mean that that is true and that you should believe it, you know. But and then worse than that, you can pay to have your whatever you post go up higher on the list.
Yeah,
depending on what you want to pay Google, and then how high they move you up.
Yeah, and you can pay somebody to move you down too if it's negative.
Yeah, exactly right. That is true. All right, well, Mr. Rick, we're going to let you go now, buddy, if you're okay with that. We got a few more things to discuss, sanctuary-wise and stuff. Listen, thank you so much for jumping on. It was short notice. It was like just, hey.
I did. I just checked my text and go, oh, shit, I'll go on.
That was very kind of you. I can always count on you. And even if you don't come on, Rick and I chit-chat a lot. When I have questions, he's right there to help me out on anything. And we appreciate that, Rick. You've been a friend for a long time. And our animals are a whole lot better off now that we know you. They truly are.
Well,
and
we're still looking forward to your visit.
We are still looking forward to your visit, Rick.
All right, partner. We'll make it happen.
Yes. We'll talk to you later, brother.
See y'all. Bye-bye.
That was a really neat program, but I'm sorry, Jamie. It's, I mean, I'm going to just.
Well, so I enjoyed it. Not for our research on like you and I really did enjoy it for when I was helping Xander with some of those how-tos, because on Google you get really so much that it wasn't helpful. On this, it spit out specific instructions for how to, and that was it. I didn't have to search anywhere else. So that was kind of the neat thing for me. It was like, explain to me what an annotated bibliography is. On Google, there's 30 pages of what to select from.
Okay, so listen. So here's my question, and then we'll get off of that because this is not really our common. This is not what we do. But what makes, if you say AI, which is artificial intelligence, isn't Google also? I mean, someone had to input that data at some point. Someone had to input the data to the question that you asked.
So AI learns, Google doesn't.
AI learns and Google doesn't. So, okay, well, there you have it.
That's the difference.
Okay.
As I understand.
That's how you know it. Well, let me show you guys one more fun video. Now, of course, Jamie and I have all kinds of boring videos, but we'll play those during the week. But this was our experience today at the sanctuary. You know, we go over, even though we got Ellie and Megan living there, and they're doing a fantastic job. We're so blessed to have full-time, y'all, people at the sanctuary. When we go over, we get to do more loving, fun stuff because all the chores are done. And so today I go over, and as tired as we were, as exhausting as the week has been and the weekend, we had Lex and Connor. So we drove over to drop off Lex and Connor at my mom and dad's for a Sunday visit. And I go over to the sanctuary to play with the animals, and Jamie goes to work in her garden. And that's just typical. That's what we do. And this is the reception that I get from Mr. Ringo. This is what I get from Mr. Ringo. Y'all ready for this? Here we go.
Please, sir.
Please. Stop it. Stop doing that. Gosh darn it, Ringo. Oh. Hey, I gotta. Oh boy. I'm in trouble now. Ringo, you're gonna knock me off of here. Ringo, you're gonna knock me off of there. Look out, sissy. Look out, sissy. Come on, Timmy, look out. Ringo's on fire. He's a man on fire. Ringo, so Tilly. Sissy, make room for me, baby. Ringo, settle it down. Guys, you don't see him with this kind of pizzazz very often, but boy, he is on fire today. And Ringo was on fire today. The bad thing though, what's wrong? You look serious.
I'm just reading. It's okay.
Oh, is it good or bad?
It's fine.
The problem with Ringo when he's on fire is that you can't get near any other animal without risking their little, their little kneecaps as well. And so if I wanted to love on Donkey Dan, couldn't do it. Nope. Want to love on Trudy, can't do it. You can't love on Sissy. You can't love on any animal.
You know that story, Billy? Isn't it called Billy Goat's Gruff?
Yeah.
Where like the Billy Goat, doesn't he block the
bridge?
Yeah, that's Ringo too. The littlest pasture.
Yeah, it all goes through Ringo. Yeah. Everything goes through Ringo. And
he's like the pit boss.
The reason that I love that video more than just the fact that I got a good laugh out of Ringo and I got a workout out of Ringo, is because we don't catch Ringo having those kind of days very often. And I talk about that in my long video, which I'm not playing the whole thing right now, obviously, but it's unfortunate, but we get older. And then I read something really cute, and it said, whenever old people say you better enjoy it while you can, what they're referring to are their joints, their knees, their hips, their shoulders. Enjoy them body parts while you can, because Ringo is like me, and we don't have the same young joints, that we used to, the same knees especially. And so seeing Ringo saying, you know what, today I ain't played with Dad like this in a while, I'm just going to give it all I got. And Ringo gave it all he had, and he ran and he played and he fought me for an hour. And I felt embarrassed because I saw Ellie and Megan, they're doing stuff with their new dogs. Jamie's in the garden. I think she's making a video, and I wasn't trying to scream like a schoolgirl, but that goat had me on the run.
This is funny. I actually thought there was another woman in the pasture today.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
Stop.
I did. I swear.
Stop.
I swear that I did, because I looked and I'm like, wait, Megan's right there. And Ellie's with her. And
Ringo.
the only other person that I knew that was there was you. And I thought to myself, like, Bree just left with Carter. Like, who is that? And then I see you running with the phone held out to here. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I thought that would be great video, because like I said, we don't see that very much anymore. Ringo, a young Ringo, that was an everyday.
Yes.
Throughout the day, every time you go in the pasture, you have to deal with Ringo. And so it was funny how Rick said you had to sometimes put some away. We used to have to put Ringo away to get anything done. We would put Ringo inside the little pig barn, where we had a gate that would close.
Back in the day, it was up front when the barn actually came off the front of the barn dominium.
Oh, it sure was.
Ringo we
would
put him in there, and that's where he would start to hammer the gate.
That's when he learned to hammer the gate and knock it open off. He would knock the chain off.
And then one day we put him. So there used to be also a side yard where we had rabbits and chickens, and we had a rabbit or a chicken coop, little tiny, like one of those that you get at Tractor Supply, and we locked him in there.
Oh my God. And he went
inside the chicken coop thingy and just broke that thing all to hell too, like in a million pieces. Here comes Ringo outside walking, and he's got the coop door around his neck, like a necklace.
Yeah. That was all before we were making videos,
that was
Jamie.
So long ago.
So many wonderful moments that are lost. Now, you just reminded me of something that I hadn't thought about in years, but that's where we walked outside and he was walking around with this chicken coop.
I was so proud of
like
that
was his saddle.
That was like, so it was my first time ever that we went to Tractor Supply and came home with ducks and chickens, if you remember.
Oh Lord, and a chicken coop.
And I put that thing together because it comes in like IKEA parts, like 5,000 little parts.
Listen, it was that little cheap wood.
Yeah, it's
cheap
almost
pine.
like foam. Like it's very, very
lightweight. Yeah, and Ringo wore that as a saddle, and he was so proud of himself prancing around wearing that chicken coop. But yeah, that was the old Ringo. But seeing him today, man, he had some zest for life. He's really enjoying himself, and that makes me feel good to get those occasional moments. But listen, that's all I got. We've been on for an hour, and Rick shared some really neat information. I got a question to that. You brought up the whole thing about the MTV, which is going to be really neat seeing Carl on MTV. We got to play with Ringo. What's going on in your world?
I got a lot going on, actually, but nothing that has to be talked about now. I have great movies, great videos coming out. Lots of things going on. My driveway idea comes here tomorrow on a video.
I hope.
So that's fun.
You know that whenever you and I are at odds, I think that's a nice way of putting it. You don't always see eye to eye with people in your life, your coworkers, your bosses, your partners, your children. It's very rare, actually, that you always see eye to eye. And so don't expect, Jamie and I to always see eye to eye either, because we don't. We disagree on about half the stuff that goes on in our world.
We still come together and make it all work, and we still support each other. And there's nothing like bad or negative going on.
And I do think that for most of the things, and you can disagree if you want to, but I think that we normally compromise somewhere along the way on almost everything that we disagree on.
We do.
It's not always where I always win or she always wins. You know, Jamie and I usually will find a compromise in the middle. Sometimes I give in, sometimes she'll give in, or sometimes I'll wait till she's out of town, then I just do it. You know, they say it's easier to beg forgiveness than to ask permission. So, no, Jamie did make a video. I haven't seen it yet, obviously, because that's hers, but where she goes and tells you why she does not like my idea. And so ultimately, you've heard a few reasons why I'm doing it and why I think it would be a great idea. And then I'll be excited to see yours as well.
Yeah.
But only time will tell if it's going to work or not.
Yeah. So we have that going on. We have a Dixie update for the week. Lots of dog happenings and some neat things at both places, and then some that are at neither place too. So a couple adventures we're going to go on together. So
sounds exciting.
Yeah, just a good week coming up. But I'll hang out with y'all on Tuesday, and hopefully, God willing, and the creek doesn't rise, I'll be right here.
Good. All right. Well, Jamie, close it out. Then you're on a roll.
Thanks for joining us on this Sunday evening. And we hope that you all have a really blessed week and stay safe and stay well. And thanks for giving us the greatest gift of all, which is your time.
All right. Good night, guys.
Bye, y'all.